Let's bring in now our political panel, Republican strategist, chairman of the Fort Bend County Republican Party in Texas, and host of 13-Minute News Hour, Bobby Eberle, along with Democratic strategist and host of Endless Urgency, Mike Nellis. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Bobby, I'll go with you first. Kind of your thoughts on Alana's report and the current state of, the shutdown right now.
Well, Kelly, thanks for having me on. What I thought was interesting about the report was talking about how the Democrats feel emboldened right now. They have no leg to stand on. What we're talking about in this continuing resolution is basically continuing the Biden budget, which they all voted for. So I find it pretty interesting that, Jeffries or Schumer will go out there and have a press conference blaming the Republicans when this is actually the cleanest little bill that I've seen in a long time just to keep things going. The Republicans do have the leverage here because, again, it's a clean CR, which is something that, I want a full budget. I don't like these CRs, but hey, let's not have pork in it. Let's just get this going. And the Democrats are trying to add $1.5 trillion. And this COVID subsidy, it was a short-term COVID subsidy, and now they want to continue it. So once again, their policies don't match up. The rhetoric is bad, and they're on the losing end.
Just breaking news, Alana just got the votes, and the GOP version, the clean CR, failed in voting again. So nothing getting past the Senate today. There might be more votes later this afternoon, or this might just be it. Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting that Bobby just said something, which is that this is the Biden budget. This is not the Biden budget. We're a few months removed from Republicans passing their own version of the budget. This is the Trump budget that they're trying to do right now. And here's the situation. Democrats are fighting for a lot of different things here. They're fighting to make sure that your health insurance premiums don't get doubled and tripled, given what's going to happen with the subsidies. But they're also fighting to make sure that the cuts in the Republican budget that were devastating and deeply unpopular don't move forward. For instance, they cut billions of dollars in funding for community police, which means there's going to be fewer police on the streets. They cut money for school lunches. They cut money for people on Medicare and Medicaid. That isn't right. And so this isn't the Democratic budget. This isn't a Biden budget. Republicans are in control of the White House, the House, the Senate. This is a Republican budget, and it's a Republican mess. The buck stops here. Where is the art of the deal Donald Trump that I saw on the campaign trail talking about how he alone could fix it, that he could bring everybody together to get this stuff done? We haven't even seen him in a couple days. And when Democrats wanted to meet with him last week, he blew them off to go to the Ryder Cup. So I'm a little bit frustrated here because this is government at its worst. It's not functioning. And right now you have hundreds of thousands of federal workers, including members of the military, who are not getting paid. And you have people who are out there who rely on the federal government for very basic services. And we're not doing it. And it's because Republicans are not showing up and doing their job, and they're not taking responsibility for being in control of this government.
Bobby, your response?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of good points there that I would like to refute. One of them is that the government, the process actually worked. You put the Republicans in power, and we say, hey, what do the American people want? And we start checking off those boxes. And what the argument is here is to, hey, let's put some of this stuff back. When we're talking about cutting health care and stuff, we're talking about illegal aliens. No one wants that. If people are here legally, then they can get some benefits if they're working towards citizenship. We took that out. The Democrats said, hey, we're going to keep the government shut down unless you put that back. NPR, PBS, we voted to defund that. They want that put back. These are all things that went through the legislative process with Republicans on the upper hand. And now, as a form of trying to have leverage, they say, hey, we got to put those back or we're going to keep things shut down. Issue after issue, these are the things the American people wanted, and that's why they passed in the first place. And the Democrats are saying, we're going to keep this shut down unless you put those back. So once again, I think we're on the winning side of this issue. Time will tell. I think we'll eventually get this CR passed, but there's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth until then.
Mike, and you got about 30 seconds to respond to Bobby.
I want to make it clear that this is not what the American people voted for, and it's not what the Republican Party promised people in this last election. They did not vote for a budget bill that was going to cut taxes for billionaires. They didn't vote for a budget bill that was going to kick millions of people off of their health care. And again, you get this massive Republican lie that what Democrats are trying to do is allow people who are here illegally to get health care benefits. That's not what it is. Right now, about 20 million Americans are facing losing their Medicare and and Medicaid benefits because of the Republican budget. And more Americans are facing their healthcare premiums doubling or tripling if they don't extend these ACA subsidies at a time when everything is more expensive because of the tariffs and people are really frustrated. That's what Democrats are fighting for. And the question is, why do the Republicans keep lying about what they're fighting for, and why won't they work with Democrats on it?
All right, Bobby Eberle, Mike Nellis, stick around because there's more to talk about, but we're going to have to go to break right now. Keep it right here on National Desk as we cover a busy day in Washington. We'll be right back.